Write the ratio of grey to white parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grey parts, G for grey, there's 8 of them, to white parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Grey to white is 8 to 9. 8 to 9 has no common factors, so cannot be reduced. Black to white, show it using initials. Black to white, counting up 1, 2, 3 black, and white we know is 9. We can divide both sides by 3 to simplify that ratio. 1 is to 3. Black to white to total. Black to white to total. We know that black is 3, white is 9, and total we've got 4 lots of 5, which is 20. No common factors to reduce that. Simplifying ratios. All ratios need to be whole numbers. So to jump the decimals out, there's no units, so they don't need to be converted. Both sides need to just jump once to make it 4s to 5. 25 cents to $4. We've got one in dollars and one in cents. We need to convert. If we changed the cents to dollars, it would be 0.25, and we don't want to work with decimals. So we'll undertake conversion. 100 cents in a dollar, so $4 times 100, that's 400. 25 to 400. Think of a common factor. 5 fits into both of those numbers. 25 fits into both of those numbers. So we'll divide both sides by 25. 1 is to, there's 4 lots of 25 in 100. Times 4 gets to 400, so that's 16. 1 is to 16. We've got meters and centimeters here, so we need to make them the same unit. There's 100 centimeters in a meter. So here's a meter, times it by 100. 0.2 times by 100, jump the decimal twice, that's 20 centimeters to 24 centimeters. 20 to 24, we can divide both sides by 4. The answer is 5 to 6. When dealing with fractions, they're not whole numbers, we need to make them whole numbers. A nice comparison to do for ratios would be to make the denominator the same. The lowest common denominator would be a number that 8 and 6 fit into, which is 24. We would need to multiply 6 by 4 and 8 by 3 to get up to a denominator of 24. And whatever you do to the bottom, you'll do to the top as well. So 3 times 5 is 15. 1 times 4 is 4. 15 to 4 is the ratio, now that we can compare fairly as the denominators are the same. Caleb was playing Uno with a friend. The ratio of games that he won to games that he lost was 3 to 2. He won 12 games. If he won 12 games, how many did they play in total? Okay, so this is the ratio 3 to 2, but he won 12. To get from 3 to 12, we times by 4. Get from 2 to how many he lost, times by 4, doing the same to both sides. 2 times 4 is 8. He won 12 games, he lost 8 games, so therefore he played a total of 20 games. Making sure you turn that into a full sentence. Caleb won 20 games in total. Calculate these percentages, show working. 30% of 150. Various ways that you could do this. So let's find what 10% of 150 is, which is 15 by removing that 0 there, dividing by 10. So 3 lots are needed, so we can just times 15 by 3. 15 times 3 is 45. 30% of 150 is 45. This one here, 76%. It's not quite as easy to do, more of a mental strategy, so I'm going to use converting it to a decimal. 76% to a decimal would be 0.76. You then need to multiply the decimal by the amount, 0.76 times 50. Multiplying decimals, you pretend the decimal's not there, 76, and multiply it as per normal and add the decimal in later. $38 is 3,800 is the answer, but my question jumped in twice, so my answer jumps in twice as well. 38 is the answer, and it started with milliliters, so it needs to end with milliliters as well, using the same units. 38 milliliters is 76% of 50. Moving down, Ashley received $350 for her birthday. She wants to buy a skateboard. The skateboard she wants has an original price of $410, but it has a discount of 15%. Will she be able to afford it? So what's 15% of 410? And then we'll subtract it. 15%, I'm going to use the decimal method to find what 15% of 410 is. Let's turn 15% into a decimal, divide it by 100, that's 0.15, and multiply it by the amount, 0.15 times 410. Do it off to the side, pretending that there are no decimals, and we can add them back in later. So the discount is $61.50, and the original price was $410. I'll do my working over here as a space. $410, I'll have to add some decimals in there. You could potentially do this process mentally, but I'll do an algorithm off to the side. $348.50. The skateboard now costs $348.50 after the 15% discount. So, will she be able to afford the skateboard? Yes. You would need to write a full sentence. Yes, Ashley can afford this skateboard at its sale price of $348.50. And you could even add that extra detail. Ashley would save $1.50. Oh, sorry, Ashley would have $1.50 left over. Question 6, calculate the cost per roll. Cost per roll is needed for each packet of toilet paper, which is the best buy. Let's find out the cost per roll, and best buy formula is cost divided by quantity. Cost divided by quantity. So the cost is $6, the quantity is 4. 6 divided by 4. Let's find out the cost per roll. 4 fits into 6 once, with 2 left over. We'll have to add in our own decimal. 4 fits into 25 times. $1.50 per roll in this situation. Cost is $7.20 divided by quantity, which is 6. 6 fits into 7 once. Decimal goes above in division. 6 fits into 12 twice. $1.20 per roll. The best buy is 6 for $7.20, saving 30 cents per roll. Making sure that you do write a sentence for that one. Calculate the unit price. Unit price often deals with cost per litre, cost per 100 mil, could be cost per item. In this situation, we've got 500 mils or 2 litres. It would be the easiest process to find out per litre. Now, cost divided by quantity is a formula that you can use, but in this situation, I noticed that it might be quicker and easier to turn this into 1 litre by timesing by 2. It might be quick and easy to turn 2 litres into 1 litre by dividing by 2. So I'm going to think, okay, let's multiply $1.40 by 2. $1.40 times 2 equals $2.80. And that's per litre. Brings it up to 1 litre. This one here, divided by 2, $5.35 divided by 2, halving that price. $2.675, making sure that money is always rounded to 2 decimal places to the nearest cent. $2.68, the 5 brings it up. $2.68 per litre. The cheapest option is this one here. $2.68 per litre, saving 12 cents per litre. Making sure that you write a full sentence. The cheaper option, the best buy, is the 2 litre juice. A triangle has angles in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 4. What's the size of the largest of the 3 angles? All right, so there's given a ratio. It's got triangle shape. The angles within it. What's the largest of the 3 angles? So we've got an amount, which is the 3 angles in a triangle, divided into a ratio. Whenever you see an amount divided into a ratio, we can think add, divide, times. How many degrees do we need to share? We've got these 3 angles adding to equal 180 degrees. So we add the ratio parts, 2 plus 3 plus 4. There are 9 parts in total that need to be shared. We've got a division. We've got a total of 180 degrees to share into these 9 parts. That is 20 degrees per part. And multiply. If one part's 20 degrees, then the largest part, which is has a ratio of 4 parts in it, 20 degrees times 4 means 80 degrees. You would need to make sure you have a sentence. The largest angle in this triangle has 80 degrees. A challenge question for those who are willing to give one of the hardest questions a go in this topic. Bottle A has 1 litre of cordial drink with a cordial to water ratio of 3 to 7. I can see a quantity of 1 litre sharing into a ratio of 3 to 7. And I'll just jot down cordial to water is 3 to 7, and it's 1 litre being shared. Bottle B has 1 litre as well. The cordial to water ratio is 1 to 4. The drink is combined, so you've got all of the water and cordial in this bottle and all of the water and cordial over here added together. Let's think how much cordial and water actually are there. So we've got 1 litre shared into 3 to 7, and I know that's 1,000 millilitres. So let's undertake the process for sharing into a ratio, plus, divide, times. Add together the